Okay, we're gonna crush this can. So, in order to get it flat, you start by squeezing it in the middle. And now you want the top part to bend this way like that. And you want the bottom part to bend the opposite way. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect because remember, this is an abstract thing that we're doing. Now, it's not completely flat right now. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna stomp on it and make it flat with our feet. But this is what we need to do before we stomp on it. So this needs to be this way, this needs to be this way, because we want a nice and smooth surface. You don't want the opening there, because if we want to decorate it like we did in the image, you need to have this space facing upwards. So we're gonna stomp on it now. Okay, so now I've stepped on it and it's much, much flatter than before. So the next step that I'm gonna take is I'm going to put this on here. And I'm going to figure out where this needs to go. Now this kind of needs to dry before I can add the puffy paint. Another thing I need to add before I glue this down, we're going to do kind of two steps at once here, is I need to make some hair that goes along with this. And how we're going to do that is we are going to see those scrap boxes. They are right, sorry guys, scrap boxes right there. Right where it says Vasquez, right underneath Vasquez, there's scrap boxes of there. And what we're going to do is we are going to get a piece of paper out of there. It can be colored, it can be white, and we're going to decorate it and make it look like hair. So I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so I found this weird, odd-shaped piece that I thought I could kind of put underneath here and could create some pretty weird-looking hair. Or I put it up a little bit so it creates kind of like a pompadour, which is a hairstyle. Now, I don't like that it's got a little angle right there. See how it's a sharp angle. So that's what we use scissors for, friends. Take your scissors. And I'm going to just kind of round that out a little bit more. And I don't need this whole thing, so I'm going to take some of that off. Now, this is where the 2-in-1 comes into play. I'm going to take this and I'm going to decorate it a little bit first before I glue it down. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got a glue bottle. I got this and I have my decorative piece of hair here. Now the glue bottles, these are not traditional glue bottles, as you can tell. They have a little red cap on it that snaps on and off. And it works pretty efficiently. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I want my hair piece to be. So I think that looks pretty cool. Could be up a little higher, more like that. You can put it on top if you want to. But I'm going to put mine to where it comes up kind of like that. So now that I know that that's how I want mine to look, I'm going to put my finger on it and I'm going to put a little bit of white glue underneath. Remember, we don't need a lot of the white glue because it is already liquid glue, and liquid glue, you don't need very much of it. You just need a couple dots. So as you can see, I put a dot there. I put a dot there. And if you do put too much, here's the nice part about liquid glue, is that it dries clear. Now I'm going to make sure that that's going to line up with my head, and it does. And now what you're going to do is when it comes to putting a piece of metal onto a piece of paper, you do have to use more glue than you normally would. It'll stick. You just have to use more. Now, You just take this bad boy and you flip it over and you press it down. Now, the best way I have figured out the way to do this is if you put your hand over the top of it, make sure it's lined up where you want it to be. You press down on it and you count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then as you can see, there's a little bit of glue spillage coming out. That's fine. It'll dry clear. And then what you do with this project, you pick it up and you take it over there to the drying rack. Put it on a piece of drying rack paper or the paint mat, because then it won't fall through. Because remember, this is a lot smaller than our normal size paintings, and this will definitely go through my drying rack. So you need to let it dry overnight, and then the next day you can start decorating with the puffy paint. Now, I'm done with my glue, so I'm putting the lid back on it before I go and put it away. Please do not lose the red caps. I don't have any extra. And then that's it for this part of the project.